Doesn't work. It only works when I do it.
Fuck.
Hey, little boys and girls also that play fantasy football. We're here, episode 59. Dude, you know what's cool about episode 59?
What?
It's 10 episodes away from episode 69.
Sick.
Yeah, pretty crazy. What are we doing here? Listen, we're here. We're talking. We're in the championship week. Okay.
For the most part. Some
people do. If you're crazy, you do the double 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, and if you do that, you're just stupid.
I hate that. I hate doing that. But yeah, we're here, week 16 of the NFL. We got no Thursday games, but guess what? We do got
3 Saturday games.
3 Saturday games. So that's what we're doing in this episode. If you didn't see I guess if you're listening to this audio wise, that's what we're doing here. The 3 games on Saturday. Let me just read off what we got for you. We got the Texans playing the Buccaneers in
Tampa Bay.
I was about to say Jacksonville, and I was like, that's not right. Bills in Foxborough playing against the Patriots, and the Rams playing the Niners. So not a lot for you in this episode, but it should be quick. Just letting you know who to start, who to play, who to fade this week 16.
Hopefully you win that ship.
Dude, I hope so too.
That belt, that trophy, that moolah.
Let's go champ, as that one guy says.
Yeah. You trying to get the bragging rights?
Yeah. You know what's the best about bragging rights?
The bragging?
Yeah, that part.
What would you like more, the bragging rights or the money?
Dude, at first I was like about the money, but low key, just the more I play fantasy, the more I just want to win. I don't care really that much about the money as much. I'm starting to get more into winning.
Yeah.
Just to win. Like, I really wanted to win that marquee trophy, but you know, can't win them all. Okay.
I think I'm about the money.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the money's also nice, especially coming into the wintertime, but
I guess the bragging rights is nice as well. That's like the
it
bonus.
Depends
That's like the bonus on top of it.
Yeah, I think it depends on the league.
Yeah.
I have leagues that they're like hella money, but I don't really care about the bragging rights. And then there's leagues where it's like, I just want to win to talk some shit. Where you're in a nasty group chat, you just can't wait to be like, here's my big old pee-pee, and throw it on the table, you know?
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you're good at fantasy football, that means you have a massive hog. Everybody knows that.
But what if you're a girl and you win?
That's an enlarged clitoris, if I have to say anything about it.
All right.
If you didn't know this about the Average Bros Fantasy Football Podcast, we are the only R-rated fantasy football podcast on the market. Look it up. We're actually the #1 fantasy football podcast.
For R-rated?
No, just in general.
Oh.
Well, I mean, for R-rated too. But yeah. All right. Let's get started.
I like it.
Which one do you want to start on? Let's start on the earliest game, no?
I think that's how you would do it. First game first.
First game. Let's do this. Let's go.
Texans at the Bucks in Tampa Bay, not Jacksonville.
Yeah, not Jacksonville.
What's the line on this game? Do you have the lines up by chance? I think it was -3, Texans -3, and 50
Texans
point
-3
over under.
Yeah, 50 point over.
I mean, just at the top of the sports betting wise, I don't know. I kind of like the over in this game. I mean, both these past defenses are pretty bad, so I think there'll be a lot of throwing. But starting the Houston side of the ball here, I mean, Deshaun Watson, you're dialing him up. He's stud. As far as the running backs go, you got Carlos Hyde and Duke Johnson for the Texans here. I mean, would you feel comfortable playing either one of those guys?
It's a little sketchy against, obviously, Tampa Bay's run defense is pretty good. I think it's like ranked #2.
Yeah.
Overall. I mean, I think there is decent guys available to pick up. We didn't really put out a waiver wire episode, but that's just I kind of feel like it's not necessary just because there's just not as many people picking up in a lot of fantasy football leagues right now.
Yeah.
Just because half the people usually aren't playing anyways. Yeah. So I think there is running backs available.
Yeah.
That I'd feel more confident playing. Then it's just in the championship. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're in the championship, you probably don't have Duke Johnson or Carlos Hyde in your
Right,
lineup.
exactly.
If you're in the championship.
Like, yeah, I don't think you should be in that spot where you are forced to play them. I
Yeah.
don't think they're your RB2 if you are in the championship. I think you're right.
Yeah. I mean, if you do have like a Carlos Hyde, I would probably be fading him, though, like you said, in Tampa. It's tough run defense. I mean, they're giving up like 3.4 yards per carry or some stupid like that, one of the lowest in the league, and then only giving up like 73, 74 yards per game on the ground as well. So, I mean, unless Carlos Hyde falls into the end zone, you're kind of like banking, like, does he fall in the end zone or not? I would just say this is more of like a passing game here because both these pass defenses are pretty bad. So I'd be fading both these running backs here for the Houston side of the ball. Actually, I'd be fading the running backs in general in this matchup, even on the other side when we get to the Tampa Bay side as well. But
I agree on that one.
Yeah. Receivers, D-Hop, you're playing him. He's a fucking stud. But what about
especially a juicy matchup?
Yeah, juicy matchup right here. D-Hop could be helping you win your fantasy leagues right here. But what about you got Kenny Stills coming off? I think it was a 2-touchdown game last week, big game, and then you got Will Fuller as well over there on the Houston side. I mean, would you dial on anything with these guys up?
I'm more of a play it safe kind of. I don't know. Once I'm here, I'm just a lot of times. I know it's like probably not the best advice, but a lot of times when I get to the championship, is like, dude, okay, I got my team here. Like whoever's been working for me, I'm gonna play him. I just don't think I'm gonna take a chance on Will Fuller. Which if I have Will Fuller in this instance, I probably got him maybe off the waiver wire a couple weeks ago, probably 5 weeks ago or something. So I've probably had other receivers helping me out instead of Will Fuller. I don't know. I wouldn't be taking a chance on those guys. I mean, it is a good matchup, though. I will admit that. Are you willing to play Will Fuller this week?
I mean, I do. I like Will Fuller a lot this week, actually. I mean, I know Kenny Stills is coming off the 2-touchdown game last week, but I think it was just a matchup, that they exploited in that certain game they had right here. But I mean, Tampa Bay has just been terrible, and I mean, you can't really run on Tampa Bay, so I feel like Deshaun Watson's gonna have to throw the ball a ton, and Will Fuller's that home run potential guy here, so. I mean, I guess, like you said, you probably didn't use Will Fuller to get you there, but, I mean, if you're, like, in a 3-wide receiver league or, I mean, maybe
that makes sense.
You lost a Chris Godwin, on the opposite side, or even Mike Evans, on Tampa Bay. Both those guys are out. So, I mean, if you're, like, looking for someone to go in there, or maybe you're, like, maybe you got to the championship game, as a 6 seed, you're going against the 1 seed, and you're just like massively outmatched, and you're just thinking like, okay, well, I need some boom guys who can give me a 20-30 burger to kind of help me keep up with this guy's team because he's stacked. Like, then I'd be maybe throwing Will Fuller in my flex, just hoping to get a massive game out of him right there.
Yeah, you're making solid points.
Tight end position here, I'd probably stay away from Fells. Like I said, there's some tight ends. Higbee, we'll touch on him when we get there. Even O.J. Howard on the opposite side of the ball in Tampa Bay, he's out there. So staying away from Houston. Not playing Houston's defense as well in this one at all because they're just. I mean,
I'm not playing against the defense, or I'm not playing a defense against a team that's put up 450 plus yards in passing yards.
Yeah,
in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I mean, with that being said, we can jump to the Jameis side. I mean, it's crazy stat, hashtag interesting stat, but I saw a stat saying that I think Jameis, he's thrown a pick on the first drive or the opening drive of a game 6 times this year. But in those games, he's 5-1. So even though he starts the game,
that is one of those stats where I'm just like, where the fuck do they like?
Yeah.
So
even though he throws a pick on the first drive, he's done it 6 times. The Bucks are 6-1 or 5-1 in those games. I'm sorry, 5-1 in those games. But just kind of looking at some other numbers for the Houston side of the ball here, the Texans, they're like bottom 10. They're not very good at it in terms of interception percentage. So they're not good at causing interceptions. I mean, obviously, Jameis can go out there and throw a pick on the first drive again. It's kind of what he does. But, I mean, you're definitely dialing up Jameis Winston here. I think he's like leads the league in passing yards and then second just behind Lamar Jackson in passing touchdowns. And like I said, a 50-point over-under. I kind of want as many pieces as I can in this game if I can get it. So, yeah, you're definitely dialing up Jameis Winston right here. He should be a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, Dak Prescott's – do you know the ruling on Dak Prescott? I'm just thinking, like, if you're in that type of situation, maybe Jameis is available or I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd favor Jameis over Dak.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
actually, that's kind of tough because Dak's playing against the Eagles, and the Eagles.
Yeah, but he's just a little bit
bad.
banged up. He doesn't. He's been limited this week.
Yeah.
But they do need him in this game, so he'll probably play.
Yeah, I mean, both those guys are good plays right there.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of a situation, but
Yeah.
you know me. Stop thinking, Mike. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, you're gonna hurt yourself. Running backs. I think we just said you're not playing any of the running backs in this matchup. At least I personally wouldn't feel comfortable playing any of these. I don't think you got to the championship with Carlos Hyde or Ronald Jones and Peyton Barber in your lineup.
Yeah, I think.
And if you did, you got lucky as fuck. Like you got lucky.
Yeah, you should just like pull all your players out because the other guy deserves the win.
I think the big question is here for the receiving side of Tampa Bay. You got Mike Evans who's out, and then even now Chris Godwin, he's also out as well. So that kind of leaves
Perryman, dude.
Rashad Perryman. Last 2 games, 3 for 70 and a touchdown, and then 5 for 113 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's 52% available. I mean, if you're in a pinch, you need someone like you just need a flex guy, or you need even a second wide receiver. I mean, he has to throw the ball to somebody.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've seen some.
If
solid
he's
numbers
throwing
here.
450 yards, it's like like you said, those yards are going somewhere. This is a guy who just throws the ball up. He makes shit happen.
Yeah, I mean, and Rashad Perry. I mean, he's a former first-round draft pick a couple years back. I think it was the Ravens who drafted him back in the day.
He's not bad.
So, yeah, I mean, kind of like last man standing. So I'd feel comfortable throwing him into my lineup. Houston's pass defense isn't anything to be scared about. So, yeah, if you need a player, Rashad Perryman, I mean, if you had Chris Godwin and he's out, I mean, I would pretty much plug and play Rashad Perryman in the same spot right there and feel pretty comfortable about it.
Yeah.
What about O.J. Howard here? I mean, like I said, there's no one there to throw the ball, so it's kind of he's last man standing.
Yeah, you might be able to flex him. That's kind of rough though. It's like, God, do I trust O.J. Howard in my championship game? But you're right though; it's not a bad play. Like you said, you got to throw the ball to somebody. I don't mind it as a flex, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
If
not
you don't have-
flexing
or
O.J.
just-
Howard. I'm talking about in the tight end
Well,
spot.
no, yeah.
But just some numbers on O.J. Howard, 4 or more receptions in 3 straight games. So he's been getting more incorporated into the offense. And like I said, with no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin, I mean, he's got to throw the ball to somebody. O.J. Howard averaging 10-plus PPR points in that 3-game stretch as well. So, yeah, I do like O.J. Howard a lot in this game. I'd throw him my tight end
That's
spot.
what I'm saying.
I'd
It's
throw
like
him in
I would
there.
almost be okay with him in my flex.
I mean, yeah, you might be
almost
able
could.
to because he's,
Right.
like I said, it's kind of, instead of Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, now maybe it's Rashad Perryman and O.J. Howard. Those are kind of the last 2
Yeah.
man standing right there. You feel comfortable playing in these other Tampa Bay Buccaneer wide receivers? I don't think if I'm in the championship, I'm not.
Yeah. I think
It's Perryman,
or bust,
it's O.J.
or
Howard,
nothing.
and that's it. I'm not messing with Braid. I'm not messing with these other guys. I think it's like Scotty Miller or something like that, or one of these other guys. I'm not messing with them. And then the Bucs defense, I'm not. 50-point over under. I'm not touching that defense.
Yeah, that's not the over under you want in a defense.
Yeah, as Estancia would say, gross.
Gross.
All right, we jump into the next one right here. You got the Bills traveling to Foxborough, going to play the Patriots. This is an important game right here. This is to
Clinch the.
If the Patriots win, they clinch the division for the 100th time in the last 10 years. And then
Which
the Bills
makes 0 sense.
And then if the Bills win, they go into a tie, and they're obviously Week 17 would come down to the division, but New England plays Miami Week 17, so that should be an automatic win for them there. So yeah, this is kind of like for the division. New England's minus 6.5, 37-point over under. So Vegas not predicting a lot of points here. Kind of a defensive battle here.
Listen, you're an AFC East guy. What are you hoping for?
I mean, I hate the Patriots, so I hope they lose. I'm not mad at the Bills. Like being that I'm a Dolphins fan, you kind of tend to not really like the teams in your division. But I would say the Bills are the team I least despise.
Hate,
Yeah,
right.
it's the Patriots, then the Jets, and then the Bills.
Right.
Well, actually, hold on. It's the Patriots, then the Dolphins for sucking, then the Jets, then the Bills.
Yeah, you almost put the Bills. The Dolphins ahead of the Patriots.
Yeah. But starting the Bills side of the ball here, Josh Allen. I would not be playing Josh Allen in this matchup in Foxborough. It's going to be cold. I mean, that Patriot defense has just been crazy. So I kind of just wrote a couple names here of maybe a couple players that I would possibly feel more comfortable playing over Josh Allen if you have Josh Allen. But, I mean, you got Fitzmagic. He's 79% available. He's going to be at home against the Bengals. I mean, the Bengals aren't very good, and they're in tank mode. So
I'm curious if you have one of these players I'm thinking of on your list.
does it rhyme with Schmannermill?
No.
Oh. Ryan Tannehill. That's what I like. 36% available. Who are the Titans playing? I just know that he's been on fire. He's been in fuego.
You're just kind of following the trends, which isn't the worst. They're playing New Orleans, so that's
playing New Orleans. So yeah,
it's in Tennessee.
He's at home. It's a 50-point over/under for that game. So I wouldn't be mad at playing Tannehill. He really has been on fire lately. You know, leading the league in passer rating. So
the Titans need to win. It's like the Titans and the Steelers for the wild card, I think.
Yeah.
So the Titans really are going to be trying in this game.
Low key, kind of like the Titans in this game, plus 2.5. Maybe might even jump up to plus 3. I just know that, you know, even Breeze coming off the historic game, them traveling on the road, Breeze has not been as good on the road, especially in outdoor games compared to being inside of a dome. So yeah, low key, I don't know, it's kind of off topic.
Yeah, I mean, 50-point over under. That's a good stream for.
So Tannehill, 36% available. I'd feel more comfortable playing him, and then even Phillip Rivers, you got him. He's 57% available.
Felipe.
They're at home. I know last time they played the Raiders, he had like 3 or 4 picks. It's been really bad, but this is a juicy matchup, and we even touched on it back, you know, in week whatever 9 or 10 or whatever it was that, you know, it was a money matchup. You can throw on the Raiders, and I mean, the Raiders aren't really playing for anything, you know, especially losing that last game in Oakland. They're just the morale of the team is probably at an all-time low right now, and I mean, I like you got guys like Mike Williams, Hunter Henry, Keenan Allen. So yeah, I'd feel more comfortable playing like Rivers over Josh Allen.
That's interesting.
Just throwing some numbers out there for some.
Yeah, like you said, Josh Allen's matchup is nasty. I don't see any type of situation where you're needing to play Josh Allen. Is that all of them?
Those are just 3 guys I kind of wrote off the top of my head. I mean,
I was gonna say I kind of like I picked up Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Against the Lions, he's just kind of been doing pretty well. I think he had an off game last week, but I think the matchup's really good against the Lions.
I mean, yeah, Drew Lock last week in Kansas City. It was snowing, and rookie. You know, Kansas City's pass defense has actually been.
It's a division game.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm not mad at the Drew Lock one. I mean, at home in
it's kind of like a
crazy.
Detroit. It's kind of
Detroit's
crazy.
Not playing for anything either, so.
Yeah.
You know,
So I like Drew Lock in that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. Yeah, I think I could actually. It's just crazy to think that you would start Drew Lock over Josh Allen. But, yeah, I'm a little worried for the.
Yeah, like you said though, not a good circumstance for the Bills quarterback Josh Allen.
With that being said, though, I mean, you're still dialing up Devin Singletary. The guy's been like a locked and loaded RB2 pretty much every single game he's played. I mean, he's had a couple up and down games, but I mean, the boom, you know, and the ceiling on that guy, and his home run ability, you know, his big play ability he's one of the best in the entire NFL. So I'm definitely dialing up Devin Singletary. He's obviously not your RB1. You know, he's probably your RB2 or your flex guy.
Yeah.
In a sense. So I still feel comfortable playing. I mean, even it's a tough matchup, but like I said, he has that home run, big play ability. So fading.
He seems like he's starting to become he's kind of becoming that guy that not you set it and forget it, but he's getting closer to that. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's just being more and more relied on in their offense, it seems like.
He'll be a guy next year. He'll be one of my favorite players where I'll be targeting in a lot of drafts, maybe in like the 3rd or 4th round. I'm not sure what his ADP will be going in there, but I think 3rd or 4th round will be a good ballpark area to where you can get a guy who's going to be, like I said, pretty much a locked and loaded RB2 each and every game, especially if they were to part ways with Frank Gore and they give him, you knew Singletary was going to get 15 plus touches every game. I think he's going to be a stud.
Which I think could definitely happen.
Yeah. What about these receivers here? Because you got Smokey Brown. So Smokey Brown, only 2 games under 10 PPR points all year though. Still just getting nervous with the Stephon Gilmore shadow.
Yeah, I'm just not, and I just see Josh Allen's been kind of choking against good defenses against the Steelers 2 weeks ago, and then against the Ravens. Yeah, I just seen him against the Ravens 2 weeks ago, and against the Steelers.
Yeah,
too. I just seen him kind of struggle, and I don't know. I'm not a 37-point over under.
Yeah,
I just don't. And it's cold.
So like I said, okay, let's.
I mean, yeah, I do. I think he can put up like 70 yards for like 5 receptions. I mean, yeah, but I just don't, and a touchdown maybe.
Yeah.
I definitely think he could do it. I don't know.
So would you like maybe in this last matchup? Would you prefer a Will Fuller or Bashard Perryman over?
I'd play Perryman over Smokey Brown. I don't know if I would play Will Fuller.
I think I'd play both those guys over Smokey Brown.
Yeah.
He should see a shadow from Stephon Gilmore, and he's like all-pro corner. Yeah, he's been locked down.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in 3 of the last 4 games, Smokey Brown, he's been held under 40 yards. So I think last week he had a good game, but the couple games before that, yeah, he's been kind of struggling. You've kind of seen it like an emergence with the Beasles, Cole Beasley.
Yeah.
Would you? I mean, I guess if you had to pick one, Beasley or Smokey Brown?
Probably Beasley, because I could see him throwing just underneath. I think that like John Brown obviously has a bigger boom capability, but I'm gonna go with the guy that just seems like he's gonna do those underneath routes. You know what I mean?
Quick passes.
Yeah, quick, just like in a full point PPR.
Yeah,
I'd say maybe in a standard league, I would lean more towards John Brown.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just some numbers on Cole Beasley: 4+ receptions in 5 of his last 6 games. And since the week 6 bye, he's had a touchdown in 6 of his last 9 games. So kind of a touchdown machine here. I mean,
And he hasn't, and it's so funny because when he was in Dallas before, like this last couple seasons, he didn't seem like that relevant at all. It's just weird how different players are just so much more relevant on different teams.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Bills, they went out and they went out and got these guys, John Brown. They went out and got Cole Beasley, and paid him pretty decent, contracts as well.
Right.
In the free agent market. So, like I said, I'm always big on, if you go trade for someone or you go sign someone in the free agency, you do it for a reason. It's because you want that guy and you want to incorporate that player into your offense.
If you're getting paid, you're getting played.
Yeah, if you're getting paid, you're getting laid.
If you're getting paid, you're getting raid. If you're getting paid, you're getting hayed.
Hey.
If you're getting paid, you're going to catch that fade.
For a touchdown.
Hello.
But yeah, I do like Beasley. PPR at least, I would say. PPR, if you're in a 3 wide receiver or, you need a flex guy and, I'm not mad at starting Cole Beasley.
I like it.
This week. I like it.
There we go.
Tight end, Dawson Knox, you're not playing him. And then I'm fading the Bills defense. I think you'd agree as well, right? Or do you like the Bills defense?
I mean, I don't mind. I actually don't mind the Bills' defense just because New England's offense has been fucking terrible. Like they literally just score with their defense. That's it.
Yeah, facts.
So yeah, I think that all the receivers besides Julian Edelman, I think they got like 3 receptions each, maybe.
Yeah,
it's like 3 receptions, and I think like 5 with Julian Edelman. So yeah, I don't mind the Bills' defense actually.
Making some solid points here.
Oh.
I guess that's why you're the defensive streamer.
Defensive stream of the week.
There you go. Find that one.
What are you talking about? Bro, they keep playing that. They keep playing that on Sundays. What is the commercial? Is it for wrestling? Or no, it's just like in between. I swear they drop that all the time. Bro, you were watching football with me, right? And that came on and we started laughing.
There's a commercial I know where the guy, he's the doctor's assistant and the lady, she's getting surgery and she's getting anesthesia. And then he goes in front of her and he's like, she's out. And then he's kind of like the John Cena thing. She's out, doc.
I keep hearing it drop. I was watching football a couple weeks ago when my dad was in town. We're watching the Cardinals game. And then cut between commercials and you hear that. And I just started dying laughing and my dad looked over at me like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I couldn't even explain it.
It's a good drop, dude.
It is a good drop.
Dude, it's top 10 all time.
All right, let's continue on.
All right, Patriots side of the ball here. You starting Tom fucking Brady?
Tom fucking Brady.
He wins ships.
Hey, listen, dude,
Is he going to help you win your ship?
Is Tom Brady in the Pro Bowl? No.
Ooh, no.
Then he's out of my lineup.
I know Brady hasn't been good this year, and I was actually looking at some numbers. In week 4 at Buffalo, he got you 3.7.
Bro, he's 400
fantasy points.
He's 400 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't wait for him to retire.
Me too.
I despise Tom Brady, being a Dolphins fan. But yeah, with that being said, I'm fading Tom Brady. Kind of all those guys I said that I would start over Josh Allen. I'd be starting all those guys. Rivers, Tannehill, even Drew Lock, like you said.
Yeah.
Fitzmagic. I'd be starting all those guys over Tom Brady this week.
It's just going to be a
More
defensive.
comfortable with those guys.
It's going to be a defensive game. You just can't like put it any other way.
Running back wise, I mean, Sony Michel, it's just kind of, he doesn't fall into the end zone. He's not going to get it. And I don't think that this is the game where he falls into the end zone. So I'd be fading him. I mean, he obviously didn't get to the championship by playing Sony Michel. So I'm not playing him in my championship.
No.
With hopes of him falling into the end zone. If he does, it's a possibility. You know, all it takes is for them to get to the 3-yard line and they hand the ball to Sony Michel and boom, he falls into the end zone. He gets you 12 carries, 40 yards, and a touchdown. 10 points. But am I going to take that gamble? No.
It's like a gamble to get a safe floor from which you could get from another running back. I'd almost want to play Tevin Coleman over fucking.
Yeah, both those guys are gross.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
the ceiling is just not there for Sony.
Yeah.
With that being said, though, I mean, I'm dialing up James White. He's kind of been, I mean, pretty much a steady RB2 all year. I think he's only had 2 bad games all year. Gets incorporated in the run game and in the passing game. So yeah, I'd be dialing up James White for sure in this matchup. And then receiver-wise, it's Edelman, and that's it. I mean, I do know last time he played Buffalo, kind of was like he was held to 4 receptions for only 30 yards. But, I mean, outside of Edelman and James White, who does he really have to throw the ball to?
Right.
I mean, no Gronk anymore. I mean, Sanu is kind of still getting incorporated to the offense. He hasn't really looked the same. And N'Keal Harry's a rookie. Jacoby Myers is another rookie. It's just, yeah. So it's Edelman. Yeah. It's Edelman and it's James White. And those are the only 2 guys I'd feel comfortable throwing into my lineup. I wish Anthony was here for the podcast, but he put out an interesting stat, #interesting stat, last week. And the stat was on the Bengals slot corner, Darqueze Dennard, if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it right. But Darqueze Dennard, the slot corner for the Bengals, was like the best slot corner in the NFL. He was like top 3 in like everything, like passes completed, like just everything across the board. He was just like a stud. And Anthony posted it like, we'll see how interesting this matchup is because he's going to be lined up against Edelman for the majority of the game. And I think last game Edelman had 1 catch for 9 yards or something stupid like that. So just crazy, info. Fucking kind of kudos to Anthony, finding that stat. He kind of threw it out I think right before the game started, but. Just those are the kind of things that we look at, that I feel like most people don't really pay attention to. So it's just kind of like, good shit, I guess I'm saying.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But yeah.
That's
so that was just.
Should we give it a applause for Anthony?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were gonna hit the drop from.
No. Custom applause.
Oh no, I was thinking the. Oh, there you go. But yeah, that was just an interesting stat right there because he did shut him down.
Listen, you're right, dude.
But
testosterone.
Tight ends there's no tight end in New England, and then New England's defense. I mean, they helped you get that 1 seed, 2 seed, whatever it may be.
They won you the first 8 weeks of fantasy, so
So yeah, definitely
pay him
down
respect
up.
and fucking put him in.
Yeah, definitely down up the.
Josh Allen can throw.
Defense.
I like watching Josh Allen as a quarterback actually, but yeah, no, I'm definitely playing.
Yeah.
Their defense against him because I know he can throw interceptions.
For sure, yeah, definitely down up Patriots defense. Last game for the Saturday slate, you got the Rams traveling to San Francisco, going to play the 49ers. Big division game here, so you got the Rams. They need to win to stay alive. And then the Niners are battling the Seahawks for the division. It's crazy to think that,
Wait, the Seahawks?
Yeah, the Niners are battling the Seahawks for the division.
Right, excuse me.
But it's just crazy to think that, both these teams could finish, I think it's 12-4, or maybe even 13-3
it's so
in a
crazy.
tie. And one of them would be the 1 seed, and the other one would be the 5 seed.
Yeah, that's wild.
To think, like, okay, one of these teams is going to win
That
12 to
division is
13 games
crazy.
and be the 5 seed.
Dude, imagine this. The Rams in the Super Bowl last year. Then you got the Niners fucking out of nowhere doing so well. And then the Seahawks just doing crazy. Poor Cardinals. And then the that division is rough.
Yeah.
Then the Cardinals next year are going to be a really good team, I
Pretty
think.
decent team, yeah. I remember when this division was like the worst division.
Yeah.
It was like the bottom of the barrel. Like
Yeah.
this was the worst division in football.
And it's like, damn, they're
yeah.
all. But it's weird because it's like the Seahawks they still, they've had Pete Carroll when bad, and that's why they're like
Russell
talking
Wilson,
about Pete.
man. He's something else.
But that's what they're talking about. Pete Carroll is like coach of the year. I was listening to somebody. They were talking about. They were saying Russell Wilson didn't get so many All Pros on his team, so he should have get the MVP over Lamar Jackson because he doesn't have any like extra help.
Yeah.
And I was thinking in my head, I'm like, what? He's got like so many players to help him. Like he has, they drafted DK Metcalf. Like that helps.
Tyler Lockett's been good.
Tyler Lockett. Then you got two fucking Chris Carson, Rashad Penny, both really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you signed Josh Gordon. You've had Josh Gordon for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So it's like
until he got suspended.
Well, yeah, but like what I'm saying is, like I heard that argument. They're saying, oh, look at all these All Pros on Baltimore. But if you look at the offense in Baltimore. Like Mark Ingram,
they're just blowing everybody out.
But like, and then they have the tight end, but then like they'd have Marquise Brown, who's done what?
He's a rookie, but he's been pretty good.
He's
but
been
after that, it's
half
like
decent. But it's like
Seth
what?
Roberts, Willie Snead.
Well, yeah,
those
like
guys aren't anyone.
No receiver. You
know.
can't even name them.
Yeah.
Really, they're not like how. So I was just thinking in my head, I'm like, what the fuck kind of?
I mean, if Lamar Jackson wasn't having the year he's having, you could make a strong case for Russell Wilson. But I think Lamar Jackson's he's a different. It's a different breed. It's a different animal. And it's the NFL hasn't seen anything like that in years, or if ever. So
he's playing. He's leading the league in touchdowns and like
rushing,
destroying Michael Vick's rushing yards record. And yeah,
guys, something special for sure.
Coming from a Steelers fan, I sound like I'm a fucking Ravens fan right now.
But just as a football fan, it's like you enjoy watching.
That's what it is.
Except for when he scores on the Steelers, you're like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, I know. We're watching Week 17. Hopefully, he's not playing.
All right, well, we'll jump into this matchup. You got the Rams at San Francisco, like I said. Rams side of the ball, I'm not playing golf in this one. I mean, the 49ers defense has been one of the best the whole year. And, them losing that last-second game against the Falcons last week, I think the Niners come out with just like a vengeance this game, and they want to make a statement, especially if they're playing for that number 1 overall seed in the NFC. So I'm a little bit worried for Goff. We do know he struggles when he's on the road. So I wouldn't be playing him. What about Gurley, though? I think this is probably the biggest question for most people. If you have Gurley and you're in the championship, he's kind of been hot like Hansel lately. 18 or more PPR points in 4 of his last 5 games. So, I mean, he was kind of, struggling in the beginning. Maybe it was that whole Kawhi Leonard load management type issue. But, even Sean McVay came out and said, they were like, why, what's the thing with Gurley? He's been playing better. And he's kind of like, well, I was an idiot and I wasn't giving him the ball. So, he's kind of giving him the ball more. Like I said, 18 or more PPR points in 4 of his last 5 games. It is a tough matchup on paper, but are you going to ride the trend of he's just been hot like Hansel, like I said, or are you a little nervous, maybe try to pivot to a different player?
Yeah, I think I'm playing Todd Gurley in this.
Yeah, I think so. I think you kind of just got to ride it. I mean, he's I'm a big numbers guy. At the end of the day, that's all fantasy is numbers. And I'm just gonna ride the train that he's been moving in the right direction. So I'm just gonna keep riding it out. He obviously is a 3-down back. He gets incorporated in the passing game and the running game. So maybe a couple dump offs. Gets the goal line work. So maybe the ceiling isn't as high as you'd want it to be. But I still think he's got a safe floor for you this week. I'd be surprised if he put up a dud here.
Yeah, I'm going with the Hansel.
It's all so hot right now.
I tried to find the clip of you.
It's all so hot right now.
Dude, you got to soundbite that one for next year.
I do. Hot like that's not even what he says. You know how many times I quote movies incorrectly, dude? I've realized it. I'm like, he's hot like Hansel. That's not even what he says. He says that Hansel's so hot right now.
It's so hot right now.
Okay.
We quote ourselves, dude. We make our own quotes.
Yeah, dude.
We origami'd that quote.
Fuck you, Will Ferrell, you piece of shit. Just kidding. Whoa, dude, that's my friend. Don't spit on him.
No, that was not Anthony headbutting the mic. That was me spitting at the Will Ferrell.
All right.
So, yeah, I think you're playing Gurley in this one. What about the receivers here? It's kind of, we'll just X out Brandon Cooks. He's been non-existent. I'll be surprised if he's even on the team next year, honestly, with the salary he has. If they're even going to keep that guy on the roster next year. But you got Robert Woods, it's coming off of, I think, besides this last week, he had 90-plus receiving yards in 3 of the last 4 games. And then you got Cooper Kupp, who's Jared Goff's best friend. What about these guys here? How are you feeling?
This is what it's just I don't know. I mean, I think both. Okay, let's think of it like this. Would you play Cooper Kupp or Will Fuller?
If I want a safer floor, I'm probably going Kupp. But if I'm going for the home run, like I need a guy who can get me
30 points,
5 catches, 120 yards, and 2 touchdowns, I think Will Fuller's the guy.
Yeah.
But if I just need a guy who's like, I just need a guy in here who's gonna give me like 10 points. Just give me 10 points. Like maybe I'm just going Cooper Kupp. Because what if it's another Kenny Stills game? But
yeah, it's just rough.
it's just tough because if we don't like Goff, then sometimes it's hard to like the pass catchers on the opposite side. That he's throwing the ball to. So I mean, if Goff only throws for 250 yards, how are these 250 yards going to be divvied up? I mean, maybe 30, 40 go to the running back.
Right.
How much does Higbee get? I mean, Higbee's 3 straight games, 100+ receiving yards, 5+ receptions in 4 straight games. So I mean, like I said, I'm gonna follow the trend of Higbee, so I'm definitely dialing up Higbee in this one. So if Higbee has a pretty decent game here, who has a good game out of Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods? I mean, it's kind of almost like one or the other.
Right. That's what I just hate being in situations where I feel like I'm just guessing which receiver is going to be the guy for this game.
I think if I'm gonna lean on one, it's Cooper Kupp. He's still the guy in the slot.
I think that
he's
go-to.
He's still go-to guy. I feel like
it's just like you had this
Goff.
3 wide receiver mess, and then all of a sudden halfway through the year, we used to make the joke like, "Oh, Rams tight end, there isn't one." Like, but then Gerald Everett started doing well. Now you got Higbee. Like you said, 100-yard games. Say he does throw 250. Imagine Higbee is 100 yards of that.
Yeah.
What do you do then?
Yeah. It's like how much is left for the receivers here. So
yeah.
So I think I feel good throwing Kupp in the lineup. Robert Woods would be. I mean, if I have a wide receiver 3, or I mean, maybe if I need him as my flex guy, but even then, there might be some better options. I would feel more comfortable actually playing like a Brashard Perryman over Robert Woods, and I hope he doesn't make me eat my words on that.
I know. I'm playing against Brashard Perryman this week in a final championship.
Yeah.
And I'm a little nervous.
Yeah. But like I said, Higbee, 3 straight games, 100+ receiving yards, so I feel comfortable dialing up Higbee in this one. Especially, I mean, I'm not sure what Everett's status is, but just keep an eye on it. I mean, obviously, if Gerald Everett plays, it will impact Higbee and diminish him. But if Everett is to miss again, then I'm all in on Higbee again. He seems to be
send it in.
Yeah, he seems to be Cooper Kupp 2.0, almost like another little safety blanket for Jared Goff because he's not very good.
Yeah.
It's crazy how you can get paid $110 million for not being very good at something. Just being like a little bit above average.
Yeah. It's
So there's hope for us, dude, because we're like a little bit above average. Maybe we can get
above average, bros.
Even if we only get 1% of that, dude, that's still 1.1 million, right?
1%. Yeah.
Dude,
10%.
I'll take that, dude. Split
11 million?
2 ways. We don't have to split with Anthony. He doesn't know.
Yeah, he doesn't know nothing, dude.
Dude, I'm just kidding. We got to split with Anthony. So hit the GoFundMe account.
Send it in.
Yeah, fuck it. Send it in.
Send it in.
On the GoFundMe.
Send in your money. We could take it. Because
my fingers hurt.
You know what I mean?
Rams defense.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm not playing the Rams defense here. Like I said, I'm worried. I think the Niners come out with a vengeance here.
Yeah, I think so too.
Minus 6.5. I do like minus 6.5.
I cannot believe they lost to the Falcons.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Sometimes I feel like the NFL's rigged and it's like a setup game. Like you're thinking like, oh, dude, they lost to the Falcons. Like 6.5. Like I'm gonna give the Rams plus 6.5, but it's like, bro, the Rams just got destroyed by the Cowboys.
The Rams are just that team. When they're down, they just can't. Like Jared Goff isn't like a game, like a clutch.
No,
he's not he will never do what Tom Brady did in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started with a T.
Did Tannehill do that last week or what? What happened?
Dude, chill, bro.
No, I'm just saying. I just forgot. I couldn't remember what. Did he win? He came back and won it? Bro, when I was in Tennessee when that game was going on, and this Titans fan was just screaming, like just getting mad on every play, like just yelling at the TV. The entire bar was just laughing at him. And this is like, it's in Tennessee. There's a lot of Titans fans there.
Yeah.
But everybody's making fun of, like, laughing at this kid. It's pretty funny.
I like Tannehill. I like it. They're going to be a late round quarterback next year that we'll talk about a lot, but we're jumping ahead. Jump to the Niners side of the ball here. Jimmy G, probably fading Jimmy G in this one. Like I said, there's a couple of the quarterbacks I feel more comfortable playing. The secondary for the Rams is still pretty good. I do think that the Niners win this game, but I think it's the defense that kind of helps them, win this game. Not so much of them leaning on the passing game. So, with that running back, so you got Mostert. He's kind of taken over the reins there. Was kind of like a 2-3-headed monster between Mostert, Breida, and Tevin Coleman. But Mostert, 10 or more PPR points in 4 straight games, and he's had a touchdown in 4 straight games as well. So he's kind of been the goal line guy. Like when they get in close, he's the guy. And Tevin Coleman's just kind of been non-existent. Even Breida has kind of just been maybe kind of like the change of pace.
I actually feel good about both. Like I actually don't mind. I don't think I'm starting Tevin Coleman, but if you're in a weird spot, I'm kind of even just trying to think of a circumstance. But dude, the Rams let Tony Pollard and Zeke put over 100 rushing yards on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think they'll do the same.
Yeah. I think if I'm going to pick one, I think I'm taking Breida for the home run potential over Tevin Coleman though.
Yeah.
I would not feel comfortable playing Tevin Coleman this week.
Yeah, you're right. But I can see 2 backs being productive in here.
Yeah. But with that being said, like I said, I'm a guy kind of follows the numbers, and Mostert would be a guy who RB2, Right. Maybe the ceiling's not through the roof, but a guy who's, on a good team, good offense, good defense, maybe the defense gets a couple turnovers, you get some short field for the Niners there. And all it takes is, 1 rushing touchdown, and he kind of makes your day for you right there. But, yeah, I like Mostert in this matchup. I guess it kind of gets tricky when you get to these receivers here because you're dialing up George Kittle. He's one of the best, if not the best, tight end in the entire NFL. So you're definitely dialing up George Kittle. But these receivers here, Deebo Samuel, and then you got Manny Sanders. What are you thinking for these guys here? Jalen Ramsey, he's supposed to shadow Manny Sanders in this contest.
I don't like these receivers.
Yeah.
I'm not playing them in the championship.
If Ramsey's going to shadow Manny Sanders, I think we kind of touched on it, but a couple of games ago maybe.
I think the only receiver is Kittle.
Yeah, he definitely down.
You know what
Kittle.
I mean? Yeah. But that's I'm not saying like play Kittle, but what I'm saying is like that's the guy I think gets all the receiving yards.
Yeah.
It just seems like that's what it is.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Sanders did have that really big game where he threw a touchdown too.
Yeah.
17 targets went to fucking Kittle out of like 29 or something.
He's a savage.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is like more than like 60% of your targets are going to your tight end.
Yeah. I'm not playing Manny Sanders because if he does see a shadow from Ramsey, or even majority of the time when he's lined up on the outside, he's going to see a lot of Ramsey. So I'd be fading Manny Sanders, yeah. But I wouldn't be mad at starting Deebo as like my flex or even like my...
Yeah, upside flex, I suppose I could see that.
Yeah. Just some numbers on Deebo Samuel here. In 6 of his last 8 games, he's had 13 or more PPR points. And one thing I kind of noticed watching the Niner games is like they incorporate him a lot in like these like jet sweeps, like these end around like runs. So, he'll get you a couple catches, which he's really good in terms of that yak, that like yards after the catch. So he's really good at that. Maybe that's why they use him so much in terms of like, running the ball in these jet sweeps because he is pretty elusive and, hard to take down when he gets into the open field. So I wouldn't be mad at Deebo, like wide receiver 3, flex guy, if you need him here, especially with Ramsey supposedly going to shadow Manny Sanders.
Right. Yeah, that's you playing Niners defense?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
I feel bad for Jared Goff.
Jared Goff is Jared off.
He's about to get Bosa body slammed into the ground.
Nick Bosa.
All right, well, that's the Saturday games. Just 3 games coming up right here for the Saturday games. And then, we're going to break down these other games on Sunday in the next matchup. So I know it's championship weekend. We kind of slacked off last week. We missed the matchup episode, but just kind of life, we don't get paid for this. You don't got to
excuse it. You listen.
No, I just feel bad because, we're supposed to trying to do our best to help people and be here for everyone and when they need advice and stuff like that. But, sometimes, like I said, we don't get paid for this, not yet at least. And, we just... sometimes like actual real life things get involved, and we can't make it, or we're not all together, and it's a little difficult. So kind of sucks that it.
Anthony got gay last week, so we had to deal with that.
Yeah, but so it's just kind of tough sometimes. When we miss, these matchups. We've been pretty consistent this year. It just kind of sucks we missed in one of the more important matchups, or one of the more important weeks of the year. But,
right.
You got any questions? Shoot us some on the Instagram.
Yeah.
At @AverageBros_fantasy football.
We should do a video just answering questions, especially for this last week.
Yeah. Yeah, if you got any questions, shoot them over
on the Instagram @AverageBros_fantasy football. Send it there, baby. Thank you for listening. This has been episode 59, covering the Saturday games of Week 16. You've been great, little boys, little girls. Follow us Instagram, like we said. Subscribe on YouTube. Just Google YouTube Average Bros Fantasy Football. We'll pop right up. Give us a subscribe. All links are down below. If you're listening even on the podcast apps, there should be links down below to our other social medias. So we're there. So do us a favor. Go follow us, baby.
You won't?
You won't. Hashtag you won't. Average Bros for life. We're out.